À, neither, maybe both. Hi, Haley.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Tired, busy, but I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was a teacher for a number of years, so I completely understand how those days and this time of the year goes.
Yeah, I would have to say, as a teacher for myself, I would say the worst month would be March, a little bit of April, and in the fall, I would say maybe October, November. It depends because in the fall there's certain timeline for DHA teachers with the IEP or whatever. So there's like you have an IEP that's dated after November or October, you have to do it in the time frame to make sure it overlaps the 1 year period. And in the springtime, spring fever, spring break, parent teacher conference, daylight savings, all of that in 1 month. I'm like, no, no.
Yes, yeah, all the things and all at once. And it's like, how?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I wanted to say welcome to the Cat Chat podcast. And I'm very excited to have you on and talk Hallmark. Anything Hallmark.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. I've been a fan for a long time and just have been happy to connect with you and finally met you in person not long ago. So thank you for having me.
Oh, and anytime. So, getting into the deep, how did Crown the Hall begin? What made you come up with the Instagram handle, even though the love of Hallmark? What's your purpose with Crown the Hall?
Yeah, so I went to my first Christmas con in Kansas City last summer. I guess it was the last time they had it there. And truthfully, I didn't really know like what the cons were. I had just kind of randomly found out about it because it was not that far from where I lived, and I've been a Hallmark fan my whole life and a diehard Hallmark Channel fan specifically for about 10 years. And I really didn't know if there was truly a community out there or people like me that also love this stuff because I get made fun of all the time for it, or always kind of had. And so when I finally went to this con, like I just felt like these are my people and like these are the like who I've been looking for my whole life. And when I came home from that experience, just connecting with so many incredible people, I just wanted another way to stay in contact with everybody, to share about the products and brand and movies and people that I love. And so that's kind of what originated with creating an actual Instagram page for it. In terms of the name, I didn't want to say Hallmark specifically on it because I didn't want to get in trouble. Because I easily could have just been Hallmark Haley. That would have been nice. Um, but I just thought, the crown is very elegant, classy, obviously a Hallmark staple. And then the Halls is a play on Hallmark. Also, my last name's Bram Hall, so Hall. So it kind of just tied
I
together, just
climbed the
throwing.
Hallmark, but take off the book.
Yeah. So and whatever that meant, if it was like crown the halls to like decor your house with Hallmark things from the store, because I love sharing about store displays, and maybe it's just adding that touch of Hallmark magic and love into your life, and it just kind of rolled off the tongue correctly, and so that's what stuck, and just continued from there.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that your first Christmas con was last summer in Kansas City. I mean, I'm not trying to be judgy, but I thought, oh, she went to plenty of events or whatever, but Kansas City last summer was your first one. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I really didn't well I also feel like I lost a whole year of my life before that. I had my son and I even like forgot how old I was that year. I you're just kind of one of those things or if you're a mother, you understand just kind of how that time of your life
Yeah.
goes and but so I was just kind of again, I watched the movies and I paid a little attention to like I just didn't realize there was a whole community behind it. And I'm so glad that I found it since then. But yeah, I was just unaware that there were a lot of conventions or just different kind of fan expos and gatherings. Like I just wasn't aware of it. And so yeah, like I said, I feel like I've missed out on how many years of it, but I'm glad I'm in it now and excited for I already have my VIP ticket for this year. So, I'm righting my wrongs in that sense.
Same. I have VIP for this year. I mean, I was very hesitant with Christmas Con or whatever because, some people had positive experiences, people had negative experiences or whatever. But I think it depends on the individual or how they were handled or treated at the event. I mean, my first Christmas Con was at the volunteer. And also, I scored a weekend pass, just in case I can't make it to work or whatever. And honestly, I had the most positive experiences along from the drama event and our Christmas cards. I'm like seeing the similarities, the differences, and like you said, it's like one big family, just like the Hallmark universe with their actors, writers, directors, one big family. Christmas Con, the band, the people who set the event up, again, one whole family, like you said, with all the friendship, memories, magic, and networking, along with the actors and podcasters or web series or digital creators, like everybody else out there.
Yeah, and I that was the other thing was connecting with, I mean, obviously the actors are a huge part of why you go, but the vendors, that was like how I got connected with Jenny from Dressing Festive or like some of the authors that are there. And yeah, differently, like the Deck the Hallmark guys were there and some of the other podcasters and people like that. So it's just it's incredible, like the whole, like I said, army and kind of community of people that surrounds just Hallmark, but there's also kind of like a whole area of business outside of it. And so to me, that was just so thrilling to see how many people have share that same love and passion for something that has so much meaning to my life and that we all connect. It doesn't matter what age you are. You can be my 2-year-old son who also loves Andrew Walker, or you can be, these 80, 90-year-old grandmothers that are there with their daughters and granddaughters. Like it's all ages and all genders and everybody has a place to be included there.
Yeah, I was able to get around more at the event compared to the volunteers limited. So this year I was like all over the place. I was like going over here, finally going to the vendors because I was going to go to the author and never made it to that vendor booth. So this year I will make it to that. But I was able to see Justin Bieber and Romance University and Shape and Self Care. I mean, she was the first booth I went to because she had some specific kind of hand ornaments that I was itching for. So I went right there. And I came back. Everybody was like, where did you get that? I'm like, over there. They're like, take us there right now. So it's just a lot of community, a lot of connections. I'm really thankful for Hallmark and how they provide us escape and safety net to enjoy their movies and conventions. I mean, Christmas or Robert Drama is my only getaway for the Italian year. Minor football games with my husband, but that's my getaway, my vacation for the
Same.
Italian year.
Yeah, it's the same for me. My husband was joking because I work full time from home and I raise my son full time at home. Like he doesn't go to daycare, so I'm doing like two full-time jobs. And so when it like that's my season, like he takes time off of work to stay home with my son, and then me, mama, that's my break because I go to, it's like we did the Kansas City experience all together. And then I had a work trip where I had to, for my actual job, where I had to go present at a conference for 3 days. I came home for like 2 days, and then I was off to Christmas Con for like five. But so my joke was that I went nowhere for 11 months, and then I went everywhere in about 3 weeks. So uh, just kind of works out that way.
Yeah. What made you like change your career or your job from teaching into being work from home? What kind of job you do at home that gives you more flexibility in your schedule and taking care of your son, Landon, I believe.
Yes.
So
So
cute.
I actually sell textbooks now. So what I taught high school and middle school English and language arts, and of course all of the different electives that go along with it. One of them was yearbook. I had a great relationship with my yearbook representative that would basically was our sales rep that ensured everything we needed, you know. Um, and that actually became a job opportunity at one point. It didn't quite work out in terms of location, but I had just never thought about kind of like, again, like the jobs or the careers outside of Hallmark, there are that way around education. And so um, there was just another opportunity for my specific company. Our mission is to get affordable textbooks into colleges. And I was definitely a student that would have benefited from that. I had to work full time while I was going to school and still get loans and whatever else. And so so that was my next job was just like, go try something else. I always still renew my teaching license. So if I wanted to go back and do that, I could. But I found an incredible company who has supported me, and I've been promoted a number of times and I've had great success with them and with for myself. But originally it was a travel job. So I was in a different city every day, different hotel every night kind of a thing. I have a 10 state region that I cover. COVID happened and everybody was at home. And then kind of from there, the way even colleges and professors are, some of them are never on campus or they don't keep office hours. So that it's actually added a lot of flexibility for myself. And actually my company also, because there were a few of us that all had kids in that time that kind of said, like, as long as you're performing, then you set your schedule. If you want to get to campus, you can. And if not, like basically, as long as your work's getting done and you're still finding the um, effective and efficient ways to connect with people, then so I've earned that freedom, I guess I should say. But it's been a blessing though. So some people have help from parents or daycares and things like that, and that's wonderful. But as long as I can handle both, I'll do both. But I always wanted to be a very hands-on mom if I chose to be a mom, and we were blessed with a wonderful little boy. He's been a great little partner for me, and
The
so as long
deliver.
as
I enjoyed seeing a couple of videos going on the daily trip, the workout, the adorable. It made me think of my kids when they were younger. But now they're 14,
yeah.
going on to 15, and 12, going on to 13. And it's like, you know, you used to want to do things with me. And now I'm like, that's fine. No problem.
Yeah, that's what everybody always tells her. Like, enjoy that he's clingy and wants to be held still every night, or that he still calls for mom, because at some point he may, not want to be that way, and that's okay. So, he's definitely in a toddler stage, so sometimes it tests your patience and it tells your will, but um, he's just learning and growing so much. It's such an incredible experience being a parent, and especially for as blessed as I am to truly be with him every day. So it doesn't always mean it's easy, but I also wouldn't want it any other way. Like I want to be the one that experiences all those firsts with him. And
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just be a little bit grateful that you didn't have to deal with Landon in school during virtual with COVID. That was a real challenge for me because I'm myself a teacher. So I had to try to get my set up and then my son in another room. So I was like, they're not working. But I was grateful because we were at a 2 week different timeline. So I started burnt. So I had to get into routine and everything. And 2 weeks later, both of my kids started. And then it was like, okay, it took us about maybe a month to make sure we're in sync. But then when the world opened up and it was more like half, half. I told my son, I'm like, I love you, but you're gonna mask up and you're gonna go back into that school because I am still not half and half where I teach. Eventually, I became half and half, and
Yeah.
then go in fully in the building. So just be grateful you didn't really have that experience because it was good, it was bad, it was challenging, it was like I really think, well, I still want to be a teacher. But if I'm not a teacher, what am I going to be?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, in a way, you're teaching now. You're kind of leading a discussion, and that's what a lot of what it is. And even what I do now is a lot of this. I'm just meeting with people virtually or via email. You're still communicating, you're educating them on their products and supporting them in whatever way they need, just getting them the correct resources. So, and that's also what you're doing now.
I had more workout time during COVID, so that was very nice because my students didn't want to meet with me virtually. I'm like, okay, I will put my private screen, go on the treadmill, and someone comes in, I'm like, okay, they come over here. Nobody has to know. But that's how it was.
Yeah, I've seen some people buy like the walking pads to put under their desk so they can kind of like walk at their desk. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but maybe I should.
Yeah. Diving into Hallmark. What are your thoughts in the last 2 years of Hallmark? I mean, last year I believe the couple, wait, 2020, 2023, 2023, the big hits were the three white man and the baby, Baltimore Christmas, and I'm not sure about others. So what did you think? How do you Hallmark changing their formula a little bit in movies before it was like think of the movie, now it's more like think of a sequel, maybe with a third or a combined movie like Unwrapping Christmas, the Love Club, and now we have the Love Club Mom. So how did you take it from your perspective of another person who loves Hallmark, sleep, eat, watch Hallmark, and repeat?
So I've actually been a fan that of the risks that they've taken in storylines. I've been a fan that they're trying to change up essentially what people stereotype Hallmark as is like the girl goes to the small town and they fall in love and that's it. And they've really diverted from that. It's not that we don't still have, the cozy, comfortable predictable. We all like that and need that to an extent. But some of the love stories are not focused on the actual couple. They're focused on families. They're focused on siblings or business partners or um like one of my favorites in the last few years was Sugar Plumbed. I just thought what a fun story. You still kind of had your magical storyline and whatever, but it was truly about how this great friendship of one person who's like two people who see perfection in different ways, but also kind of help each other to bend the rules and break them when needed. And just I thought the two of them together were wonderful, and I'd love to see a sequel to that one
Yeah,
as
that was
well.
really good. I'm like, watch out.
Yeah.
You realize that they're making fun of Hallmark or have a little Hallmark snuck. I mean, I was very surprised with that movie. I was like, I'm not so sure. And I watched I was like, oh my God. Both of the lead ladies, friendship, connection, and she helped her, and then helped break the family and connect and everything. Like the end, with the okay, we could spend some more time together. I mean, we could put this on hold. That was very like with that movie.
Yeah, and we kind of saw that the year before with like the Santa Summit. So like each of them are each yes searching for love, but it was more about each of them having self-love and finding the confidence to figure out what they individually needed, and then if that also meant a relationship or a partnership or whatever else, but it was kind of their journey of discovery in themselves. And even Three Wise Men and Three Wiser Men, that's very much about the brothers. Yes, love stories on the side ensue as well, but it's mostly about them figuring out, what do they need personally, professionally to pursue other ventures in their life, and find meaning. And then obviously it's their dynamic with their mom as well. Um, and yeah, one of my other favorites was like Junebug. I thought that was such a wonderful movie with Autumn Reeser. And that's, kind of the whole question of like inner child. And again, it's more of an idea of self-love. And yes, a nice little romance ensues on the side, but it's about her finding the right story. And so I like that they've tried different stories. Some maybe didn't work as well, but they're listening. They're trying diversity in all the ways, and it's been fun to see. Even like Christmas Quest, like who would have thought like a nice adventure kind of like National Treasure kind of storyline was going to be on Hallmark. So I'm excited to see kind of what they continue to push the boundaries on and test the limits on. Even the mysteries are getting a little more mysterious and darker, and I'm loving it, and I want more of it. So
I was like the performance with the mystery like a little bit dark, but now to the like murder mystery. I was like
Mhm.
very impressed with that. I mean, like 5, 10 minutes in, I was like, I love that. I
Yeah.
want more of that. So it's nice to see some change it up. And again, from what I've talked with other actors like Andrew Walker, Paul Campbell, Kimberly Tutan, or whatever, they're like, we are listening to you. We are like slowly inventing, making projects that you recommended or suggest or just put an idea out there slowly. We are listening to you and put things together. If it work, great. If it doesn't work, back to the writing board until all of that. I mean, Paul Campbell and Kimberly Tutan share with me that it was hard to write or continue the sequel for The Wise Man and the Baby because at the end I was like, oh, I was so confused. I was like, so in Luke nah with Sophia or are they married? Because there was like a time frame, and then the three wives, the man and the boy. It was like, oh boy, now what are we getting ourselves into? And I'm watching
Yeah.
the preview very closely. I was like, okay, tell about the brother. Yeah, it's always going to be about the brother, one way or another. But the mom actually found love. And the mom actually put herself first than her son. I was like, way to go, mom. I'm telling the boys, I'm like, act up, grow up, act up, be happy for your mom. But it was a really nice and a fun concept. So, yeah, I like enjoying that now at the end of that movie. I was like, okay, three whited man and a teen, or three whited man and a whitey. Now they're different than names. Or I don't know. But anything possible with that kind of sequel. And Schoenberg, I could definitely relate with Schoenberg and Arden Wheaton's poster because I'm trying to find the child stuff. You're into stuff. Okay, what am I doing here? What's my purpose? Is that my job? Is that the one I want? Like I'm writing two children's books right now. I'm in the process, and I have my own book. So I like go back. I'm like, okay, what's my purpose with these books? And it was just really a beautiful movie. I just love it so much.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think it's such it just like it was also like at a point in my life where I needed that too. I think all people, but definitely like moms and women, we can kind of get caught up in things, and there are times when we put our passions or maybe personal or professional endeavors on hold at times. And I think everybody can relate to that. Like sometimes, we might take a job, thinking like, okay, this is going to help me put my dream or get my dream to that next step. And we kind of just, as we get more into the job, like those things kind of get put on the back burner. And sometimes we get back to them and sometimes we don't. And that was just a relatable concept I think a lot of us go through in life of like, wait a minute, she got into that initially because of her own dream to write this kind of book. And sometimes you and your boss can see eye to eye on that, and there's still room for that. And sometimes it's more about what the boss wants. And so I think that's a little bit of a dilemma that a lot of us go through in our careers. If we're also trying to have a side hustle or just any sort of personal pursuit, like writing a book, absolutely. I also think there are different times in our life where we're those visions and dreams kind of change, and that's okay. We can have different pursuits and we can have different careers and try new things. And there's also a point where you have to ask yourself, if not now, when? And that was even like an inspiration for my Crown the Hall stuff was like, well, if you don't try it now, I'd rather try it and fail than not try at all.
Right. Yeah. Like how I started with my podcast journey. So anything possible at first, it was like, I don't know if I should do it. I mean, what's the point? What's the purpose? My friend's not going for it. We have a couple of networks here, and it doesn't always have to be about Hallmark. So I started off on that, and then after my first year, I started to like branch out. My friends were like, what about directors? What about writers? Because they're the ones that like jumpstart or anything. I'm like, oh, okay. So I started branching out and I'm interviewing authors of some of my favorite books, directors, writers, and I am blown away with any director or writers of the movie or costume designers of the movie. I'm just blown away with their inspiration, their ideas, and their perspective on how movies are made. And I'm just like, I have to go to a Hallmark stuff someday in the future and just see it from there because sometimes the things in the movie that are not really in the movie, technology and all of that, but there are things that you see that you don't see that actually happen. That was like, oh my God, like with BJ Britt, how he explained some of the scenes with the groomsmen. I'm just like, really? And the wish swap with Emily Tennant and Jake Boy. I was telling Emily, you need to tell me more about that birthday cake scene. But I'm telling you, aside from the tango practice or the dancing in the back of the pickup truck or whatever, that was my scene of the movie that I really should have, wow. And then she walked me through it. I was just like, no way. She goes, yeah. I'm like, no way. She goes, yeah. So the producer and the director shot the scene and put it on their Instagram, social media. I was like, and that's what I was talking about. Magic. That was amazing.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and yeah, I mean, I think people kind of forget that the actors get to kind of do the final product, but to make that magic happen, someone has to write it, someone has to produce it, someone has to direct it, someone has to do costumes for it, makeup, lighting, props, set design, all the things, location scouting. Like it is a huge army of people that make that movie. And a lot of the credit goes to the actors, and not that they don't deserve it, absolutely, but it's an entire team that makes that happen. And those are some of the most fascinating people I've been fortunate to chat with and just connect with. And I'm always just so amazed by their talent. And
Especially
just,
making movies in the summer, like for Christmas. But I heard some secrets or some behind the scenes and some movies. I was like, really? Don't make me want to go back and watch that movie. I'm like, oh, I see what you're talking about. But then, or whatever, but it's just amazing how it affects and how people should like open and go, oh, did that happen? I didn't see that in the movie. Who knows?
yeah. Yeah, I mean the fact that they have to like have alternate costumes to stay warm. So if they're only filmed from up here, they're probably not wearing sleeves or they're wearing shorts underneath. Or they with Christmas Quest, because it was so cold where they were filming, had to have like heated and insulated clothing or like just with things within their clothes, just to tolerate like all the ice caves and things. So they go above and beyond, that's for sure. And I think the costume department is challenged to keep the actors as comfortable as they can be.
Yeah. What was your favorite? Well, I always ask people this question. So what was your favorite Hallmark movies of each season? Like that, they have to be like completely D1 movie, but each of them fall into lime, swing into lime, summer fling, summer lime, and of course the Christmas movies from this year or from last year. There are a couple of movies that you really like. Oh my God, this is a really good movie. Or The Price is June.
Just from the last year or
Last year or this year.
okay. Um, I mean, I watch the Christmas movies all year round, so obviously Hallmark Channel is on, as my son
Yeah,
says. So for the Christmas movies last year, some of my favorites were like Jingle Bell Run, Sugar Plummed, and Following Yonder Star. They just were ones that I don't know that they were fully on my radar because I think all the attention kind of went to Holiday Touchdown. Completely understood. And so those were ones I think I just kind of went in not really knowing what to expect. And so those were probably my top three that really stood out to me. And Santa Claus, of course, that was one of my favorites. Um, and then otherwise, I always like the fall into love season because fall is like my favorite time of year. And so I can't think, was it falling into autumn? What was the Ashley Williams and Paul Campbell? That one from last year was really cute. Savoring Paris was nice. I know they always kind of do like the travel destination movies. And I just adore Bethany Joy Lenz. And who doesn't love a movie in Paris where she gets to eat cheese? It's and looks so cute and fashionable. Junebug was one of my favorites. And then for like the I guess it wasn't Love You Wary because that was or there was Love You Wary and then there was the Jane Austen month. But Blind Date Book Club was one that I really liked from that time. Um, because I like Erin Krakow. So. But
yeah,
those were kind of the ones that stood out to me last year. And then like in terms of like the mysteries, I'm all about The Curious Caterer right now. Foiled Plans was my favorite one so far. That was last year where they had like the masquerade costumes and
yeah.
they had their first kiss and it was just so
I
wonderful.
know.
Otherwise, I'm excited to see. I actually really liked Crimes of Fashion last year because I'm a huge Brooke Dorsey fan. And so I'm hoping maybe for a sequel because I'd like to see that continue, maybe in a different city or who knows. And then I saw that they are doing more of the Haunted Harmony mysteries with Tamara Mowry Husley. So I'm excited to see some of those continue because those were some of my favorites last year.
Yeah, someone did video that when Hallmark popped up. Oh, we're gonna do another movie of this. I was like, oh, great, not bad, because someone did movie that completely forget because they changed the formula to having more on Hallmark and Hallmark Plus, which is a new thing. And I know people sometimes have mixed feelings about Hallmark Plus because some could get it for free because we're on Amazon Prime or we already subscribed Hallmark movies now, and then some of them have to pay for. So, what's your perspective on another Hallmark streaming channel?
So I had Hallmark Movies Now when it was Hallmark Movies Now, and I liked having an extra library of the movies because, like I said, I watch them all year round, and so it was nice to have them at my fingertips and not have to keep filling up my DVR and annoying my husband. So when it made the change to Hallmark Plus, so mine just became that. I think I just had to update it. So I'm still paying for it anyway. Um, but I like that they have they've tried different content on there. Like we had our Groomsmen trilogy, and that was wonderful. I'd like to see that continue. I like that they've tried the different shows on there. Was a huge Finding Mr.
You
Christmas
caught with the
fan.
groom man. See what happened.
I
I
know.
know.
We're
I
manifesting
tried
it.
to get beat to spur the bean, but he was not sparing anything.
I know. We'll wait. Wishful thinking. But I liked Finding Mr. Christmas. I Lacey's show, the celebrations with the party planning and like Ashley's
Yeah,
small
it's
town
really
setup.
good.
looking forward to Luke McFarlane's show that's like the not renovations, but kind of the crafts and stuff like that. So I like that they're trying different things and that we get a little bit more some of the people we really love too. Like those are talents and passions of theirs. And so it's definitely a lot to try to keep up with, here's a 4 movie series on here, and then there's also 3 new movies on Hallmark Channel that weekend. So it's a lot to keep up, especially if you
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to
when
keep
you
up.
have,
I can't watch it at Hallmark. Oh, there's a new movie coming out of Hallmark. Hallmark
yeah.
platform. Go to that.
Um,
So it's
yeah.
really hard. But I was able to pace myself. I mean, tonight I'm gonna focus on this. Tomorrow I'm gonna go back to do, and then one or the other.
Yeah. And I do like now that if I didn't see it Friday or Saturday night, that it's on Hallmark Plus, so I can catch it. Like I've even rewatched Reluctant Royal once or twice, since even though I watched it when it was on, but it's nice to go back and get to rewatch it, not have to wait for the next time it airs. And some of them premiere early on the channel, so that was nice. I can't. What was the Jodie
Yeah.
Sweetin one that was out last for the Handyman or the Heiress and the Handyman, the kind of cute little fall festival one that she did, like that one premiered early on there, so you got to watch it if you were a Hallmark Plus person. So that little perks like that are nice. I know some people have mixed feelings on the network itself, but I've had nothing but a positive experience from it. Just because I thought the content on there, even the Cherry Lane movies were on there as well, and I thought they were great. I don't know why they weren't on the channel, and maybe they will come to the channel eventually. But so I've been pleased with it.
Hopefully. Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen the second one. It's unplugged. It's not on the Hallmark channel. And then maybe they will bring it up for Christmas in July. You never know. But I really like those concepts, the movies, and how they break it down. Like, focus on one family at a time. Like, in this time period, same house, but a different time period. And it's really back in there. At first, I was confused. I was like, wait. I get it first. And then the next couple years later, and then this one is current. Same thing with holidays. I really enjoyed holidays. I only like one family though. It was Nora and Josh, the police officer and the technology or digital creator or spreadsheet. Can't remember the word. I was like, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen? And then focus on another family. I'm like, I love the family left, but I want to go back and figure out, with Nora and Josh. So really nice how they do the overall and then split up. We're gonna do this family, gonna do this family, and then at the end wrap up because it seems like everybody was involved. At the end of the party, the Christmas party or Christmas party because the whole neighborhood didn't have electricity.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite parent or do you have a wish for a parent you would like to see Hallmark put together? I know that's a tough question because everybody works with everybody pretty much.
Yeah. One of my I love Cindy Busby and Christopher Russell, because that like some of their early movies were one of the reasons I fell in love with Hallmark Channel. So I was like I love them together anytime. I don't think anybody gets tired of seeing Andrew Walker and Nikki DeLoach together. I could watch them together the rest of my life. Um, Otherwise, I would love to see there are pairings we've had maybe once that I'd like to see again. Like I would love to see Tyler Hynes and Aaron Krakow again. Maybe in a sequel, maybe it's their wedding or just a whole different story. I really actually enjoyed Andrew Walker with Ashley Williams in Jingle Bell Run. I thought they were kind of a fun duo. I would I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone who hasn't been paired up that I would like to see. Actually, another one I really liked was John Brotherton with Brooke Dorsey. I thought they were wonderful together in Following Yonder Star. So, but I might be biased because I love Brooke, and so I'd like to see her with everybody.
Yeah, it was very good. Some of the parents I was surprised on the it worked out pretty good. The one parent I was really, I can't really think of it in a recent movie. Well, maybe with Andrew new movie. I never even thought of Andrew Walker working with Emily Band. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, the chemistry, I mean, British and Andrew Walker. So I started watching them and I was just like, oh my God. I should have totally Andrew like the whole Johnny Payne character and I should have quickly transform into a complete warrior. I think Andrew made to be royal in some way. So hopefully we will see some more royalish movie for Andrew Walker, and hopefully he will have a chance to work with Emily again in another movie with a different scenario because they were pretty good together. I don't see any like doctor or they would be good together, but not the right movie for them. You know, some of the parents, they're good together. I'm like, but why are they in this kind of movie together? Like, for example, I talked with Penny Butby. She said she didn't want to have another chance of working with Tyler Hines because she felt that that movie wasn't made or good. I was like, yeah, that, to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you a little secret. That movie was the least favorite movie of mine with Tyler in it. I mean, I think that movie was more like best friend chemistry or best friend, but I could not stand or the romance connection. So hopefully Hallmark will come up with another script or idea that will fit both Cindy Busby and Tyler Hines in a different movie scenario. Maybe something with, I don't know, nature, outside, photography, who knows?
Yeah. I would love that because those Cindy and Tyler are two of my absolute favorites. And I would agree, like it wasn't my favorite with them together the first time, so that would be like a good kind of do-over. Like let's get them a movie that really works. I think they have a really cool dynamic, so it'd be nice to see them in a different one.
Okay, moving on. The Crown, the Hall, web chat series. What made you wanna promote that? What made you like, I'm gonna try a different direction for Crown the Heart, along with promoting Hallmark, promoting Bastion of Hallmark, or promoting businesses like helping Jenny from Justin Baxter with each movie and the merchandise. So what made you wanna like, oh, I'm gonna go to a different direction and try to like build up my platform, Crown the Heart, the web series chat. I have enjoyed every single one of the episodes. I was so good, so informative, and I like that rapid fire questions. I was like, think of the answer right on the spot. Like, So I really enjoyed that. I hope you continue doing that and getting more people to come on the Crown, the chat, the web series podcast.
Well, thank you. That means a lot because I think, as you know, it's a lot of work behind the scenes to book
Oh
and
yeah,
write
tell
and
me about it.
plan and film and post. It's a lot. And so, as if I'm not doing enough, why not add something else on my plate? Um, it stemmed from connecting with people like you. I had always kind of toyed with the idea, but just honestly didn't really think I had anything of value to add or say. Um, I I had always thought if I was going to do it, I wanted to do something that was different than what everybody else was doing, but I also wanted to do something that I wanted to see as a fan. Um, and I uh, actually was approached by a lot of people at some of the events last year going like, why don't you have a podcast? Why don't you start something? And so I didn't really think of it and or I guess hearing the demand or the encouragement from other people was kind of like, well, maybe I do have something to say or offer. And I've been asked on other podcasts and shows, or even asked to join in as a co-host, and I just kind of, steered away from it. And then my husband actually was really sweet and was like, "Well, if you're gonna try it, like, now's the time. And so we came up with the Crown Chats concept of kind of making it like a talk show. And at least to start, and the goal would be to actually like be in person, so that kind of setting the stage now as a talk show setting would be like you could actually be across from them. I would like to do kind of goofy, fun things with them. Like I got Andrew to do a little karaoke with me, Andrew Walker. So it'd be funny to be like, okay, like now let's do like a little carpool karaoke in person, or like just something fun like that. And so that, I mean, that's like big picture. But it was same thing to connect with people who contribute in any way to the product and community that I love. And so whether it's fellow podcasters like yourself, or if it's the writers, the producers, the costume designers, makeup artists, and obviously, yes, the actors. And I want to hear their stories. I want to hear how they got to be where they are, and what it is that they contribute to making these movies, these masterpieces that we all love, because there's a story from everybody. And so it's been a great ride so far, and people have been extremely kind and encouraging and supportive. I have some really exciting guests still coming on here soon. They're filmed, and I won't give any secrets away as to who's coming on, but we have some very exciting actors and other writers and
I
authors
won't tell if
very
you don't
soon.
tell. I won't tell if you
It's
tell.
a,
No,
I'll
because
tell you offline.
I'm the same way. Sometimes if I get someone really good, but I'm not telling you, you're gonna have to wait until I drop it. You know, that's the whole thing with Kimberly Tutan. Oh man, she was just wow, phenomenal, and she was very tentative, and she would ask me questions, and I would answer, which is like a normal conversation. It wasn't just about her all the time. She was trying to make it about me too. That was just a black thing to know these people and what their lives are going around making movies or before movies and what was their purpose. Like you have a purpose of creating eventually a webcast, doing it with Hallmark actor made me branch out a little more and do more of a social platform with awareness what's happening out in the real world. So that's the kind of a process I'm working on, trying to branch out, it's all about homework, yeah, but not all the time. There's other things other than homework that we need to be aware of and be familiar and how we could give back and support or fight for our children or anything that's happening in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
If your life was a Hallmark movie, what would it be called? Or what would be a summary or a plot?
That's a great question.
I know, right?
I'm trying to think title. I always my husband and I always kind of joke like what would your autobiography be called? So I feel like if it had to be at this point, it'd have to have something to do with the crown, like wear your crown. That's kind of one of my slogans. And so it could be like, what is that like at various stages of your life? And it's also Royal Month, so that's fitting too. So it'd have to be like the crown, or wearing your crown, adjusting your crown.
Yeah, that would be a great one. Do you have any favorite moment at any of the Christmas cons that you have been to? And there a moment when you feel, oh my God, I can't believe I met this person, or any favorite memories from any event you went to? I know you went to Christmas con, and did you go to the Hallmark Christmas experience in Hallmark Christmas experience in Kansas City, but you have not been on the cruise, right? No
No.
cruise? Okay. So share me with your experience or your memories or your like, first time being starstruck about someone or who you like. I can't believe I met him. I can't believe I met her. So how was that?
I mean, I've had a few where, like, especially this last one, it was kind of strange that like some of them knew who I was, which again, I feel like I put stuff out there and I kind of forget that other people see it because it's kind of for me and for my enjoyment, and if anybody else likes it, that's great. And so I had some really sweet conversations with some of them. But really, I think it's been the ones I've gotten to share with my family. So when my husband and my son have come with me, so like the very first Christmas con, my son had just turned 1, so he was still a little baby, and I was like, I have to do the three wise men photo op. So we would be three wise men and a baby. So I did, and so when I took Landon, and I had just met Tyler right before that at his booth and told him, hey, I'm gonna have my son with me. At the photo op here in like 10 minutes. And so luckily, like when we walked in, Tyler recognized me and he's like, oh, is this your son? And like made Landon feel very comfortable. And when Andrew and Paul turned around and saw that like I had a baby with me, like, oh my gosh. And like just like circled but not intimidating. They were just like, he's so cute. What's his name? And like we're like, because they're like their dads, and so they kind of had the good dad energy and made him feel very comfortable. Because especially at that point in his life, he was like, unless it was his dad, he didn't wanted nothing to do with any other guy. And so we got our cute picture. It's still one of my favorites. And then like right after again, they were kind of chatting with them, so that was really cute. And then he went with me, and or my husband and son went with me to the Christmas experience in Kansas City. So Tyler recognized us, and so we got to do like a whole family picture together. Like that was kind of funny. Jonathan joined in since
Ah,
so we did like three groomsmen and a baby since my husband was there. So that was actually our Christmas card this year. And then at Christmas Con, it's funny, like a few of them asked about him, and like Andrew's always sweet. Every time I talk to Andrew Walker, he always asks how my son is, and because we're both have boys, and so we know what that's like. And he made a video for him, and so that was really sweet. Just like that they're so involved that they ask about my family. Like it's fun to get to share that with my family, and then for them to kind of be part of that too. But probably the three wise men photo op was pretty
uh,
epic.
let me go look at let me go on with those guys when it comes to babies or younger kids. I mean, I was there at Christmas Con this past December when a band had a newborn baby. And I think she was like 3 weeks, maybe a month, I don't know. But went to Christmas Con and gave it to Tyler. Tyler was just like, I don't know what's going on. Then Andrew came from his booth. Paul came from his booth. Kim came from her booth. And they were all like, Bonnie, take a turn with the baby. I was like, okay, here we go. We have a personal live. Three white men and a baby, plus the writer. So it was a really cute moment.
Sorry, my son was trying to get
Oh,
through.
it's okay. So it was a really cute moment that Coach McCann had different kinds of good moments and connections and how the band the love was rocking on. But hey, how's your kid? And hey, how's it going? Like with mom, grandma, and anybody.
Sorry, my son was napping and he woke up, so my husband was like, "What am I supposed to do?" But
It's all good.
it's all fine. But yes, as you can see, it's the joys of being at home with your son. But yeah, no, those experiences are just always near and dear to my heart, and we all plan to come back again next year to Christmas experience and stuff. So they'll get to see him grow up, and that's really cool.
Yes, I'm hoping to make it to one of the weekends for the Christmas experience at Kansas City. It just depends on how my schedule in with work and December and Christmas time. So we'll see if that happens, hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you have a guest or do you have someone that you would like to interview on your crown chat in the future?
Hmm. Right now, I would say like my top two that I would love to have would be Christopher Palaha, because he's actually one of my husband's favorites, and so that would be fun. Otherwise, I think Bethany Joy Lenz. I loved her book. I've loved her story, and I just admire all of her movies and whatnot. But I just think she's just such a sweet, genuine person, and so th those would be my top two right now. They just happen to be the Biltmore Christmas people, but just
Yeah,
individually, I just think they're two of the most talented, and so I just love to hear what they have to say.
yeah, definitely. One of mine. one of my bucket list is Christopher Plaha and Bethany Joyland too, because all I want to talk about with them is the movie. Because once that movie came out, I was just like, I'm watching it. I should, they're they're perfect for the world. The characters, I was like spot on, and the wardrobe and everything. They were just perfect. I'm like, when you come out, we should go talk about Baltimore Christmas. But with Bethany, we're going to talk about Baltimore Christmas, and we're going to talk about your book. Because after reading her book, I was just like, I need to talk to her. I want to know more about her and her experience because I'm reading the book. I was like, please don't go back. No, you know he's not right for you, or no, this is not a good life. But it was really wow. And then after that, I went down into the One Tree Hill rabbit hole because of that book. And I watched it all. I totally enjoyed the TV doing One Tree Hill, so I could see where her perspective of life from there until now.
Yeah, she just has a beautiful story, and she's just such a beautiful person inside and out. And so I'm happy that she continues to make movies that we love and tell wonderful stories. But I just she's like also like my dream guest at a Christmas con. So like I was really hoping they were going to announce her last year. So maybe this year.
And hopefully you will get her, and hopefully eventually I will get her, so we'll pray for each other.
Yes.
All right, well, that's all I have for you, Haley. But tonight, though, it was really fun chatting with you, not just chatting all Hallmark and how they changed the formula and how they increased their band base by listening to the band and creating more magic with writing. And of course, with destination movies like polar opposites, the Christmas clock, Table in Paris, you name it. I should love seeing all the different sceneries, especially Ireland. I should love, uh, so whoever made those movies are very lucky and really grateful to be able to travel to these locations and make movies for all of us.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And Hallmark is where love happens, as they say, and love happens everywhere in all shapes, forms, and in various relationships. And so I'm excited to see where they continue to take the stories and push boundaries and just continue to get deeper into characters and just keep delivering for us because I'm here for it no matter what.
Definitely. Well, thank you again, Haley, and I hope you have a wonderful night. And I will see you soon again next week.
Yeah, can't wait.
For tuning in to the Cat Chat podcast and check out Crownthehalls and her web series you do not want to miss. They're very great and great interviews. Please check them out. Thank you, Haley. Have a good
Thank
night.
you. You too.